Okay, good afternoon. It's afternoon here anyway. It's such a beautiful day. I decided I would do this video outside again. Weather's nice, no bugs out bothering us. In the south, you have mosquito problems mostly, but every bug in the south either bites, sucks, or stings. Seem like it. So you have to get used to that. Otherwise, it's a really beautiful day today. Must be about mid 80s, I guess, and really no breeze, and it's real pretty outside. And this is a picture of the yard towards the side of the yard, the side yard. And then I would move the camera around for you to see a little bit more. But anyway, um, I'm going to talk today a little bit about food and about how I was surprised when we moved to the south from Los Angeles, food-wise. Um, and the reason why that was kind of surprising to me is because as a child, my parents were from the south. So growing up with parents that are from the south, a lot of the foods we ate were like, more like southern style cooking, soul food, I guess you would say. Even though my mom wasn't heavy on the grease like a lot of soul food dishes are, she wasn't that heavy on salt or anything like that. But still, I grew up in a household where there was southern, style of cooking, at least in eating. Uh, my mother also grew food all the time. She always had a garden. She loved gardening. So she always had vegetables out the garden. So we basically ate like that our whole lives. That's probably one of the reasons why I've been into health my whole life, because we started off with a good start as far as health wise. And my mother always drank a lot of water, told us to drink water. And so basically we got a good start. My parents, neither one of them really were ever sick. My mother never really had anything wrong with her, and when she passed away right before her 96th birthday, she still wasn't on any medication and no diseases or nothing, so she was quite healthy. So I learned a lot from her about health. So I guess this video will be about health then, if anything. So anyway, when we would visit the south as a child, I just noticed that what happened was every time we would go to the south, no matter whether it was breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the people would just like throw down. I mean, you would have like dishes everywhere, 3 or 4 meats for breakfast. You'd have a rice, you would have grits, maybe oatmeal. I mean, biscuits and rolls. I mean, this was 3 meals a day. That's how we ate whenever we visited the south. So, that's what I come to expect in the south. But what happened was when we moved here to the south, we found out nobody here cooks. I could not believe it. It's like nobody cooks in the South anymore. I mean, rarely do you find anybody. I'm talking about anybody. A lot of people don't even use their stoves here. It's even worse than in L.A. In L.A., a lot of people couldn't cook. A lot of young people never learned how to cook. A lot of young ladies couldn't even boil water. So they never really learned, because everybody kind of ate out. So when I got here, I was surprised everybody ate out here. So, I was looking for all that good Southern hospitality and food and all that, and it didn't happen. They don't eat like that. Another thing I was surprised about here in the South was the fact that nobody grows their food here. My mother always had a garden, and she said they grew up eating out of a garden. So I assumed everybody in the South had a garden. Whenever I visited the South, my aunts and uncles, they always had gardens. But now nobody grows anything here. And so when I came, I started a garden and everything, and people wondering like, well, what are you doing, So it's really, the South has really changed over the years in that regards. And another thing about here in the South is they don't eat vegetables that much here in the South, which I thought was really strange because, like I said, we grew up eating like collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, things like that right out the garden, and almost daily I ate vegetables like that because my mother always cooked them. Or string beans, she cooked her, she would grow her own and then cook it. So when I moved it to the South again, I was thinking that, wow, we get all these good vegetables. There weren't none. I had to grow my own. If you go to a restaurant, you're not going to get any because most restaurants, all they have is fried foods here. It's amazing how my misconception of the South really shocked me. I'm getting used to it now. We've been here 5 years. We're in Mobile, for those of you who don't know, Mobile, Alabama. But, it's just amazed me how the food changed from when I was growing up and we would visit the South to how it is now. And I know a lot of it has to do with a lot of the women that were homemakers then. And then like now, a lot of the women are working, so they don't have time to do a lot of cooking. But a lot of them don't want to cook. A lot of them never really learned how to cook. Now there's some older people here, like some of the grandmas, that can still throw down. But I'd say from about 50, maybe 55 and down, nobody cooks. You know, so I thought that was kind of strange. So anyway, you go to a restaurant here and you wanna eat some vegetables, you're out of luck because they're not gonna have any. I know we went to Louisiana. We go to Louisiana a lot. New Orleans especially because it's so close. We go there for the Essence Festival or for concerts, maybe a Pelican game or two, and I've seen maybe a couple of Saints games since I've been here. But when you go to Louisiana, you definitely not gonna get any vegetables. The only vegetables you get there are fried. Everything's fried, like cauliflower fried, broccoli fried. You know. So I'm going to the restaurants and ordering bring me a plate of steamed vegetables. They look at me like I'm crazy. Or let me get some grilled vegetables. The only way you're gonna find any type of grilled vegetables or anything that's not just really cooked to death, then you're gonna have to go to a Chinese restaurant or something like that. Then you can get some vegetables. But regular restaurants, they're just not gonna have it. They're gonna have everything fried. Even you go to like some of the soul places here, everything's fried. And a lot of the stores, a lot of the restaurants here, they don't eat greens. Believe it or not, I thought all black people ate greens. They don't eat greens. So if you go to a restaurant and you order some vegetables, you might get a side salad. But other than the side salad, they may have some string beans. Maybe a few places have some maybe broccoli. But to get some greens is very hard to get a nice plate of greens here. A few restaurants, but not that many. So I was really shocked when we came here and found out that the food was different. So a lot of the things that we're used to eating, especially coming out of LA from a household where we grew a lot of our foods, I had to start growing my own. And I've been having a lot of problems here growing food too, because the bugs here, they eat up everything, And I'm trying to grow organic too, and they love organic food because the only way they're going to get healthy food is they can find a healthy organic garden, because most of the people that do plant foods here or some of the major farms, they all use pesticides, and so the bugs don't like pesticides either. So when they find my little organic garden, they just wear it out. And, so I haven't had that much success gardening here. I tried indoor gardening with a greenhouse. I've tried greenhouse for the last 3 years. I've had some success, but then the weather gets bad and the storms come and they tear up the greenhouse. So it's been a real challenge here. I'm not giving up. We still grow some things a little bit each year, but not like I thought I was going to grow. Because you can get anything to grow here. It'll come up. But then once it comes up, the bugs are waiting on it. They just wipe it out. So from a health standpoint, I was kind of surprised in moving here. I thought I was going to be able to eat a lot healthier even than in California. Another thing here too is you don't have as many restaurants, of course, as you have in Los Angeles. So it's hard to find a good health food restaurant that serves good healthy food. We do have a Whole Foods here, so I can go there and get some healthy food occasionally. But basically, the food has been a surprise since we moved here. But we're dealing with it. We're still trying to stay healthy as we can and eat as best we can when we can. But we're trying to stay away from packaged food and processed foods. Just eat fruits and vegetables and things like that. And then occasionally a turkey. Well, I haven't had turkey for a couple of years, but occasionally like chicken, fish, or something like that. So anyway, just wanted to talk to you a little bit about health, and especially about the food, and I was surprised when we moved here. So in the description box, I will have our blog addresses and then also our store. So if you're interested in shopping in our online store, then you can go to truth-ambassadors.myshopify.com. So anyway, like I said, it was beautiful outside. I thought I'd come outside. So everybody have a blessed day. Thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay, I'll just give you a view.
Look now.
Okay. Be blessed.